Welcome, everyone, to ESPN's Red Carpet Kickoff, engineered by GMC. Tonight from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, the Packers and the Eagles, two teams in dire need of a win to boost their faint playoff hopes. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are 4-6. They've lost 4 in a row. Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles started the year 3-0. Now they are 5-5, but they're 4-0 here at home, and they have 4 of their last 6 here at the Link, starting with tonight's game against the Packers. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Sean McDonough along with John Gruden. Delighted to have you with us as we wrap up Week 12 of this NFL season. Last game in the month of November. So we head toward December. And Mike McCarthy, the Packer coach, and Aaron Rodgers, his two-time MVP quarterback, in an unfamiliar position. They've made the playoffs 7 years in a row, but they're 4-6 with a ton of work to do down the stretch.
I love to see a great coach and a great quarterback in adversity because it usually brings out the best of them. And they've had a lot of adversity this year in Green Bay, Sean. They struggled on defense. They struggled in the kicking game. They struggled to run the ball, and they've had a lot of injuries. But I can't wait to see these two men come out with their backs against the wall as they try to save their season here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're optimistic they can get it turned around in time to return to the playoffs. The biggest problem certainly on the defense. They've given up 38 points per game during this 4-game losing streak. A lot of injuries on defense. Perhaps they'll get some people back tonight. With more on that, we welcome in Lisa Salters.
Well, Sean, the return of corner Demarius Randall should help. Randall missed the last 5 games after having surgery last month to repair a groin injury, but he practiced Friday, and Mike McCarthy told us we're going to cut him loose and see how he does. But the Packers may still have issues tonight with the middle of their defense, with inside linebacker Blake Martinez out because of an MCL sprain, and the team's other starting inside linebacker, Jake Ryan, also inactive with an ankle injury. So that means we'll likely see Clay Matthews occasionally playing inside. Remember, Matthews has played there before over the last couple of seasons, but this will be just Matthews' second game back from a hamstring injury that caused him to miss 3 consecutive games earlier this year. Sean?
All right, Lisa, Clay told us last night he was a little tentative in returning last week against Washington. He feels he's ready to cut it loose tonight, and he played inside linebacker last year and went to the Pro Bowl. He's facing Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. We had the Eagles week 2 of Monday Night Football in Chicago. Everybody was jumping on the Wentz wagon. They started out 3-0, 2-5 since. What's going on with the rookie quarterback and the first-year head coach, Doug Peterson?
Well, a lot of people think these two have cooled off, but they have major issues on the offensive line. They're playing their third different right tackle tonight, a backup left guard. We just learned that right guard Brandon Brooks is a late scratch. He's sick. They've been inconsistent running the ball, and their number 1 rusher, Ryan Matthews, is out, and their receiving core has dropped more passes than any group in the league. So if the Philadelphia Eagles want to win tonight, these two men need a lot more support.
It makes you wonder how they're 5-5. The defense has been great, particularly here at home. Let's look at the Gillette game notes. The NFL playoff picture on the NFC side. Realistically, the Eagles' only path to the playoffs through the wild card. They're in last place in the NFC East, but they're right on the heels of the Washington Redskins, who occupy the second wild card spot, and they host the Redskins on December 11th. Green Bay 4-6. There are only 2 teams in the NFC with fewer wins. The Bears and San Francisco. Their likeliest path to the playoffs through their division. Right now it's the Lions leading the North at 7-4, but Green Bay already a win over Detroit. They have a game remaining against the Lions. Of course, Minnesota is between the Packers and the Lions. Virtually a must-win game for these two teams with an eye toward the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, already 2 times the National Football League MVP. He's having another outstanding season. Only Drew Brees and Matt Ryan have thrown more touchdown passes this year than Aaron's 25. Welcome back inside the booth. Sean McDonough, John Gruden. Another big challenge tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles defense. For the second week in a row, they're going to face one of the best of all time when it comes to passer rating. Russell Wilson, number 2 all time in the history of the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers is number 1. So in consecutive weeks, the Eagle defense has to deal with a quarterback that can hurt you running or throwing.
Well, it's these second reaction plays. The first action is the play Mike McCarthy calls. The second reaction is Aaron Rodgers' offense that he creates when nobody's open. It's the key to the game. Aaron Rodgers is like a boxer in the ring. 7-8 seconds, and he waits to throw his punch, and he usually finds his man. And he can also dance around the pocket 7-8 seconds, and he can hurt you running the ball. He leads the Packers in rushing over the last month. This man is dangerous. And the Eagles defense had a look at a mobile quarterback last week, and early in the game, Russell Wilson hurt him, creating with his arm. But as the game went on, I thought Philadelphia did a better job containing him. They controlled the pocket. They plastered to their men in coverage. It's going to be a key to the game tonight. Can the Eagles stop these second reaction plays? The Eagles have only given up 9 points a game at home, but they haven't seen A-Rod in this building yet.
Now let's join public address announcer Gary St. Hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we honor America, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats. And members of the armed forces and veterans salute. Our nation's colors are presented by the Upper Darby Police Department and Eagles season ticket members. Please join in singing our national anthem with Navy Petty Officer First Class Retired General Wilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You've been watching ESPN's Red Carpet Kickoff, engineered by GMC in their lineup of Denali vehicles.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Eagles royalty on hand tonight. Harold Carmichael, Bill Berge, the great coach Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski. All Eagle Hall of Famers on the field for the coin toss a moment ago, which Philadelphia won, and the Eagles deferred, so Green Bay will receive. The bad news, Coach, you told me this. Bad news if you're an Eagle fan. Ron Jaworski is 0-6 as an honorary captain throughout the years.
That's why they brought Dick Vermeil back. Love Jaworski. Great to see those legendary Eagles. We're in for a good one.
They'll induct some more into the Hall of Fame tonight. Jeremiah Trotter and their announcer Merrill Reese. The kickoff by Caleb Sturgis, down by Ty Montgomery. So Green Bay will begin from the 25-yard line, led by Aaron Rodgers. He'll turn 33 years old on Friday. The team has struggled. They've won only one of the last 5 games, but he's been outstanding. He's thrown for more yards than anybody in the league over that stretch, more touchdown passes, and he's throwing a lot with an ineffective running game. They're without Eddie Lacy, their top rusher. He's had to throw it 46 times per game. Mike McCarthy says tonight they want to make sure they run it more. They'd like to run it at least 25 times. James starts as the running back. Aaron Ripkowski reset the fullback, and a 3 wide receiver set to start the game. They start on the ground and nothing doing for Starks. Drop for a 1-yard loss by Michael Kendricks.
Well, Aaron Rodgers runs the huddle, he runs the meetings, he runs the show, and he's got Green Bay in a no-huddle offense, muddle huddle, right out the gate. He's going to try to wear down this front of the Eagles.
Rodgers in his 12th year in the NFL, his 9th season as the Packers starting quarterback after 3 years as the understudy to the Hall of Famer Brett Favre. His first pass attempt of the night on target. Jordy Nelson down a yard short of the first down. Tackled by Michael Kendricks and Jordan Hicks. There's the Packers starting offense for Mike McCarthy. Concerns the offensive line without starting center J.C. Treader again this week and the right guard T.J. Lang. So Jason Spriggs, the rookie out of Indiana, gets his first career start at guard. He's seen much more action as a tackle, but out of necessity playing right guard tonight. Corey Linsley, the starting center in his 3rd year out of Ohio State. 3rd down, a yard. Rodgers, here he goes again. Well, you said it, Coach. Over the last 5 weeks, he's been their leading rusher since Eddie Lacy went down with an ankle.
It's very good ball handling. He fakes the ball to Starks, fools the Eagle defense, and Aaron Rodgers with a first down running. He's got 18 rushing first downs, uncommon for a quarterback. Important that the Packers have success early. They've been playing behind a lot during this 4-game losing streak.
He's rushed for 18 first downs this year to lead their team. Nice move by Randall Cobb after the catch, and he has a first down to the Eagle 38-yard line, finally taken down by Malcolm Jenkins.
Nobody has a quicker release than Aaron Rodgers. He can catch it and release it in the shotgun as fast as anyone. Most of the times, he won't get the laces. You don't even see the ball leave his hands. Nice work by Cobb in the slot.
12-yard gain after the 16-yard run by Rodgers, who's run for at least 1 first down in every game this year. Thrown quickly again to Cobb to the 32-yard line. Tackled by Brandon Graham, the 7th-year defensive end out of Michigan, having his best season as a pro.
That's one way to slow down this Eagle pass rush. If you get the ball out of your hand in less than 0.5 seconds, there will be no sacks tonight.
He was crowded and threw it over the head of Richard Rodgers, the tight end, with Jalen Watkins, backup defensive back on the field for coordinator Jim Schwartz, doing great work in his first year here in Philadelphia.
And I think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers are in 4-down territory. They went for it twice against the Redskins early in the game last week on 4th down. So I think their play selection on 3rd down a little bit different, knowing they have 4 downs.
He said important to get off to a good start. Play with the leak. Rodgers over the middle and caught for a first down to the 25-yard line. The tight end Jared Cook with a 7-yard reception.
Cook is a difference maker. Hurt his ankle week 3, came back last week, had over 100 yards receiving, and this ball thrown into a very tight window. Hard to defend.
With that game last week against the Redskins, Cook's now had 100 yards receiving in a game for 3 different teams. Benjamin Watson, the only other tight end in the history of the NFL to have 100 yards receiving in a game for 3 different teams. Starks weaving to the right. Powers his way inside the 22. Another tackle for Brandon Graham.
You know, James Starks has been the number 2 back in Green Bay for 5 years. And now with Eddie Lacy hurt, he's become the number 1 back. They signed Kristen Michael from the Seahawks to be the complimentary back, but you can see those numbers, Sean, way down, and they need more from James Stark, who is a world champion halfback.
There's Michael, let go by Seattle, signed last week by Mike McCarthy and the Packers. Ninth play of the opening possession. To the left goes Rodgers. Across the line of scrimmage. Across the first down marker goes Rodgers. And out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
If you lose contain, it's going to be a long night. And Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator, has told us time and time again, if you lose contain like Connor Barwin does at the bottom of the screen on this stunt, Aaron Rodgers will get outside and he is a dual threat. And running lanes are created. Red zone defense, it's been the key to the Eagles at home. Sean, can they continue and get a stop?
25 yards rushing on this opening drive for Green Bay. Rodgers, the quick pop for a touchdown to Davante Adams.
You wanted a quick start, you got it. And Mike McCarthy wanted to get a lead. He wanted to get some confidence for his whole football team, and you can't do it any better. Just a slant route, a vintage Green Bay Packers slant route, and Davante Adams continues to show his progress. He beats Leotis McKelvin bad at the line of scrimmage.
These are the first points allowed by Philadelphia in the first quarter of a home game this year. This is their 5th home game of the season. Mason Crosby adds the extra point. Sharp contrast to their last game against Washington when they started the game with 3 3-and-outs on offense. They marched right down the field and have a 7-0 lead in Philadelphia. Earlier today at the Eagles practice facility, owner Jeffrey Lurie presented 12 members of the Eagles Hall of Fame, including Dick Vermeil and Ron Jaworski, with jackets. They'll take part in the ceremony at halftime to honor the newest inductees, Jeremiah Trotter and the great voice of the Eagles, Merrill Reese. Packers took the opening kickoff, 75 yards in 10 plays, and Mason Crosby kicks off for Green Bay. Kenyon Barner. Good coverage by Green Bay. They've been the worst kickoff coverage team in the league. Daron Elliott made the tackle for the Packers. So here comes Carson Wentz, the rookie out of North Dakota State, who has started every game of his career so far. That's 11 in a row. The last Eagles quarterback to start that many games in a row or more, Donovan McNabb, who started the last 13 games. That quarterback for Philadelphia in 2009. He's here tonight. Since then, it's been a revolving door at quarterback for the Eagles. They hope they have found the long-term answer in their #1 pick, 2nd overall pick in the draft this year, behind Jared Goff of the Rams. Carson Wentz. Without Ryan Matthews, their lead running back, Wendell Smallwood out of West Virginia, gets the start. Wentz on target. 9-yard gain to Trey Burton, one of 3 tight ends they'll use with regularity tonight. Clay Matthews the tackle.
Well, Carson Wentz has had some growing pains. He's thrown the ball over 40 times in 3 of his last 4 games. That's too much for a rookie. They're going to try to run the ball tonight. Doug Peterson wants to move the pocket, and he's going to have to lean on Zach Ertz and Darren Sproles. They've been the most dynamic playmakers for the Eagles.
Darren Sproles in at running back now. Bryce Treggs went in motion. Sproles, even at his size, just 5'6" and 190 pounds. He's a good runner inside the tackles, averaging 4.8 yards per rush between the tackles for Doug Peterson, the head coach who calls the plays. Here's a look at his starting offense, a patchwork offensive line. And you mentioned it during the top of the telecast, John, the surprise. Brandon Brooks, their right guard, fell ill today, spent time in the hospital. So the rookie, Isaac Seumalo out of Oregon State, is starting on the offensive line at right guard. Wendell Smallwood gets 2 on first down.
And I think a huge story in this game tonight, Sean, is the return of Clay Matthews. He played last week against the Redskins at his natural outside linebacker defensive end position, but with all the injuries to this linebacker core, they're asking Clay Matthews to go back inside and make an impact. And believe me, this is not easy.
Number 48 next to him inside is Joe Thomas, another player who started the year as a backup, pressed into duty with the injuries to Ryan and Martinez. Wentz on target. Dorial Green-Beckham with another first down for Philadelphia to the 46-yard line, a gain of 13. Micah Hyde, the tackle for Green Bay.
That's what they want to do. Move the pocket, read half of the field. Carson Wentz, a very good passer on the move, and Dorial Green-Beckham going to have to step up tonight as an outside receiver.
Wentz after the play fake, a high throw, but a good catch made by Jordan Matthews. He's into Green Bay territory to the 46-yard line. Ladarius Gunter the stop for the Packers, an 8-yard gain.
Quick passes, good high percentage throws, and Matthews, the leading receiver for the Eagles, has played predominantly in the slot, and he's going to see more and more action outside against this Packers secondary, who has really struggled to cover anybody.
A little trickery. They flip it to the speedy Bryce Treggs, who got a good block behind the line of scrimmage. And he gets shoved out of bounds by Morgan Burnett, the veteran safety. His 90th start at safety for Green Bay. And Clay Matthews going off the field.
Well, his ex-teammate Alan Barber, number 76, peels around the corner and lays a vicious block. Barber, who has been playing left guard, thrust into the right tackle position. They've had a lot of problems.
Matthews out of the game. Play fake by Wentz. Looking deep. Throwing deep to an open receiver. First down. Dorial Green-Beckham inside the 20-yard line. Joe Thomas the tackle.
Wentz looks great on this drive. It's a play-action pass. They use rookie Bryce Treggs, number 16, to clear it out. And Beckham is wide open on the inside breaking route. Joe Thomas, number 48, could not read out of that play-action pass. Great play selection by Doug Peterson with his rookie quarterback.
Still looking at Clay Matthews on the sideline. Meanwhile, Wentz 4 for 4 on this opening drive as they try to match the Green Bay touchdown. Last play went for 24 yards. There's another completion to Green-Beckham to the 12. They're without Nelson Aguilar, their first-round pick a year ago out of USC, wide receiver, who's had problems with drops. And after last week's game in Seattle, he admitted he was in a mental funk. So Doug Peterson thought he just could use a mental breather. He'll watch tonight. They're not giving up on his physical talents, but they want to get his mind right.
And these other receivers are going to take full opportunity to take advantage of this chance to play.
Particularly Bryce Treggs. He steps in tonight for Aguilar. The pass caught. Green-Beckham working for every inch down near the 3-yard line. First and goal, Philadelphia.
Nelson Aguilar is not going to play. Dorial Green-Beckham looks like he's going to take advantage of the playing time. Another slant route. And with a big target like Dorial Green-Beckham, you love throwing the ball there in tight windows. Here's Clay Matthews back in the lineup. First and goal.
4 catches for 52 yards for Green-Beckham. Darren Sproles almost got to the goal line. Clinton Dix stopped him just short.
Here comes a rookie halfback, Wendell Smallwood. You see number 94, Bo Allen, checking in. He's the fullback in these goal line situations. And Green Bay brings their heavy personnel in on defense.
This Packer defense getting shredded again. Wentz trying to throw. He can run as well. Couple of play fakes. He dove for the goal line. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Carson Wentz matches Aaron Rodgers with a beautiful drive of his own. Play action pass, nobody's open. Carson Wentz sells out for 6. Touchdown Philadelphia.
His first NFL rushing touchdown. He's a good athlete as well, 6'5", 237 pounds. Of course, scoring play was reviewed, and it is a touchdown. So here's the extra point try from Caleb Sturgis to tie it with 3:40 go in the first quarter. And it's good. 81-yard drive. In each of the last 2 games, Green Bay's given up 4 touchdown drives of 70 or more yards. And here's an 81-yarder by Carson Wentz and the Eagles. Each team's had the ball once. Well, the Packers and the Eagles have driven down the field to score. Aaron Rodgers and Carson Wentz combined 11 for 12 for 117 yards. Rodgers has thrown a touchdown pass. Wentz has rushed for 1. They've combined to run for 26 yards. Caleb Sturgis, another good kickoff. Very little wind here in the stadium tonight. And Ty Montgomery took a knee. Aaron Rodgers and the Packer offense back to work after this timeout. You're watching Monday Night Football from Philadelphia. Coverage tonight from Skycam, brought to you by American Express. Very pleasant late November night here in the city of brotherly love. 48 degrees at kickoff. Not expected to drop much more. Into the mid-40s perhaps. Rain here tomorrow. Seven. Impressive start for both offenses and both quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers turned once again, dumps it off short. Ty Montgomery and a quality gain, 9 yards on first down, banged out of bounds by Leotis McKelvin.
Watch the Eagles try to substitute, Sean. They try to get 4 defensive linemen on the field. Aaron Rodgers sees it. He jumps the ball. He's going to throw a bomb, and these Eagles say, uh-oh, we got to run and get off the field. And then Aaron Rodgers rehuddles and calls another play. But if you substitute, this man will not miss it, and he will take shots.
A big part of the success of that Philadelphia defense is their depth up front. They like to rotate 8 or 9 defensive linemen. Tough to do if you can't get them on the field. James Starks, the ball carrier for a first down. Vinny Curry, part of that deep defensive line, made the tackle.
And they stay in this no-huddle offense. Keep an eye on number 88, Sean. Ty Montgomery. He's a receiver in the media guide. Philadelphia is treating him like a running back because he plays both positions.
Really is a hybrid. He's good size. He's 216 pounds. Starks with Montgomery trying to block for him. Montgomery more in the way than anything. It's a 2-yard gain.
This running game very important to Mike McCarthy. And the big reason is he wants more time of possession. He knows the longer I have the ball, the less my defense has to be on the field. So look for Green Bay, even though these are 2, 3, 4-yard runs, to stay with it tonight.
Eagles brought a blitz, didn't get there, and it's a first down to Jordy Nelson, chopped out of bounds. The game goes across midfield to the Philadelphia 48 for 13 yards. Leotis McKelvin, the tackle.
How good is it to see Jordy Nelson back? Missed all of last season. Leads the Packers with 9 touchdowns. Here's an outside breaking route. The timing that Nelson and Rodgers have is clockwork.
Had a knee injury that sidelined him all of last year. He says he feels the knee's fine and he's running well, but after a year out, your whole body has to adjust to a season of football. Here's Nelson again, lunging toward the first down line to make. He's a yard short, in the arms of Leotis McKelvin again.
I don't know how smart these Green Bay Packers are. I mean, these formations are unbelievable. Montgomery's a receiver playing running back. Randall Cobb is a receiver playing running back, and they all understand the audibles that Aaron Rodgers gets to. They must have long meetings in Green Bay.
Four-man rush. Rodgers, who's 8 out of 9 passing, throws it too long for his pal Jordy Nelson. Double covered by Rodney McLeod, the safety, and Leotis McKelvin.
And Jim Schwartz hustles these 4 new defensive linemen onto the field. I've never seen 4 defensive linemen run onto the field faster. Very nervous with Aaron Rodgers that he'll use a quick count to snap the ball. And on third down is short. Last time they used the bootleg. What will it be this time?
Third down, a long yard, almost 2 to go for the first down in the final minute of an entertaining first quarter here in Philadelphia. The toss to James Starks. Nice cut, first down. And the great effort with help from his lineman to get to the 30-yard line.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Everybody talks about the quick arm, his scrambling ability, but his recognition of defenses and what play to get to in a split second is what I think makes him great. That was a great audible right before the clock expired. First down, Packers.
Aaron Rodgers is very sharp. The tight end coach, Brian Angelico, nicknamed him the beautiful mind. He can do it all, and he has for a long time now. Randall Cobb. Looks like they'll give him forward progress inside the 21 for a first down on what might be the last play of the first quarter. It likely will, as the Packers are not yet over the ball. 11-yard gain. Rodgers threw for 89 yards in that opening quarter. Packers on the move in a 7-7 game at the end of the first.
Welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, where Packers linebacker Clay Matthews is back in the locker room. They're looking at his left shoulder. This is the play where he got hurt. He actually left the game for a couple of plays, then returned and was on the field when the Eagles scored that touchdown. But you could see that that shoulder was bothering him, and he was wincing in pain. Now, this is just Matthews' second game back after missing 3 consecutive games earlier this year with a hamstring injury, but again, he is now back in the Packers locker room being evaluated because of a left shoulder injury. We are told that his return is questionable. Sean McDonough, back up to you.
All right, Lisa, thank you. So even more urgency on every offensive possession for Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. They likely have to win a shootout with the difficulties they're having on defense. That's the loss of a key player to the end zone, and a catch made in traffic. Davante Adams, his second touchdown of the game.
You can't throw the ball any better than that. Beautiful tight window throw on the opening possession to Cook. He drops a ball in here to Davante Adams. That's amazing.
Ooh.
How did Adams catch that ball?
And how did Nolan Carroll miss it? He just didn't see the ball. He was turning toward it but couldn't find it. And a touchdown for Adams. We spoke to Aaron Rodgers before the season started, and he talked about Adams. He thought he was going to emerge in his 3rd season out of Fresno State, and he really has. Crosby adds the extra point. The offense continues to do its part for the Packers, up 14-7. Green Bay Packers have averaged 27 points per game over their last 4 and lost all 4 of them. They have 14 on the board already in Philadelphia. There's no way of knowing how many will be enough with a defense that continues to struggle, and with Clay Matthews a question mark with a shoulder injury. Nolan Carroll beaten on that touchdown pass. Rodgers to Adams, second time they've connected in the end zone tonight. Mason Crosby kicks off with a 14-7 lead. Kenyon Barnard, good coverage by Green Bay, led by Marwin Evans, backup safety.
Let me show you the beauty of Aaron Rodgers, Sean. He sees the man-to-man coverage. He sees it, and he clearly audibles to the play. He communicates it. He makes sure everybody gets it. And then he trusts Davante Adams to win. And you can't throw the ball any better, but it's recognition, communication, and supreme execution that makes Aaron Rodgers and the Packers formidable every year.
He's thrown 17 touchdown passes now in his last 6 games, and a long way to go in this game. Deep drop, Carson Wentz just did get it off, and it's a first down to Jordan Matthews out to the 32-yard line. The tackle made by the safety Morgan Burnett.
Well, Alan Barber, the third-string right tackle, laid out Clay Matthews earlier in this game, and on that play he handles Julius Peppers in one-on-one pass protection. Right tackle Alan Barber, the third different right tackle, does a good job against Peppers with no help. And that's a matchup Green Bay must win tonight.
After the 17-yard gain, back to the ground, Wendell Smallwood, rookie out of West Virginia, to the 37-yard line. Burnett another tackle.
Alan Barber at the point of attack pancakes Julius Peppers.
We mentioned, Coach, they started 3-0. Lane Johnson was their starting right tackle, and he's a very good one, but he is suspended by the NFL for 10 games. So then Vaitai stepped in. Halapoulivaati Vaitai. That'll be the only time we'll attempt to pronounce his first name tonight. He's out with an injury, so Barber has moved to right tackle, and as you have noted, he's been outstanding. Smallwood tackled by Quentin Rollins. It's another first down for Philadelphia out to the Eagle 44.
This isn't good enough by the Packers. There's a lot of premium picks out there. Perry, number 53, is a 1. Dayton Jones is a first-round pick. They've got a lot of Packers that have been on good defenses and in big games, and they're getting thrown around right now.
7-yard gain. Rodgers and Wentz have had their teams marching up and down the field. Smallwood couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. But Troy Guion, middle of that front three on defense for the Packers. Well, over the last 4 games, historically bad defense for Green Bay. They've given up at least 31 points in each of those 4 games. 42 in their last outing against the Redskins. First time since 1953 that they had allowed 30 or more points in 4 straight games. That was 6 years before Vince Lombardi arrived in Titletown. Of course, it was in Titletown fully before he arrived. Wentz. A page out of Aaron Rodgers' book. Crossed midfield and came up about 3 yards short of the first down. Credit Clinton Dix with the stop.
That's an element that Wentz used a lot at North Dakota State. He ran for over 1,000 yards. You're going to see him come out of this play action pass. He keeps 2 hands on the ball. He pushes up in the pocket and makes something out of nothing to set up a 3rd down and short.
First 3rd down of the game for Philadelphia, and that looked like early contact. At least the crowd felt so. They thought Bryce Treggs was shoved early by Ladarius Gunter, but there is no flag.
Well, Dom Capers brings the first blitz of the night. They bring 4 to a side. You're going to see the blitz coming off the right side. Carson Wentz reads it, throws the quick game to his left, and on a bang-bang play, there's no call. And here's Randall Cobb, Sean, back as a punt returner for the Packers.
Donnie Jones, the veteran punter, 13th year out of LSU. And it's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Rodgers 10 out of 12. He's already thrown 2 touchdown passes. He gets the ball back after this. Sean McDonough, John Gruden back in Philadelphia. Aaron Rodgers come out slinging tonight.
He would have been great in those old Westerns, man. He'd get rid of that ball quicker than anybody. He's better than John Wayne. I love watching him play. especially with his back against the wall, Sean. Nobody can deal like the great Aaron Rodgers.
Has the ball in a 7-point lead. Third possession for the Packers. Ty Montgomery.
Watch his quick draw. Bang! That ball comes out like he's on a wild, wild west, McDonough. Catch and release and on the touchdown. If you want accuracy, he can look that free safety off and drop it in the tightest windows you can imagine. 2nd and 8.
With Montgomery lined up on the left hip of Aaron Rodgers. Again, he got rid of it so quickly, this time to Jeff Janis, a little bit deeper down their wide receiver depth chart, just his 10th catch of the year, shoved out by Nolan Carroll about a yard short of the first down.
That's very frustrating for Fletcher Cox. The ball is out so fast, they don't have a chance. And Cox, who has gone without a sack for the last 6 weeks, dying to make a big play and get this crowd back in the game. But the ball has come out very, very fast. And on 3rd and 1, anything goes in this crazy formation.
And this patchwork offensive line doesn't have to block for very long with as quickly as Rodgers is throwing it. They shifted Cobb back into the backfield, an option look, and Rodgers keeps it for a first down. I might vote for him for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, he looks like a college quarterback with some of this stuff.
I'm voting with you, Sean. They're running a dive option with the 33-year-old quarterback. They're going to fake the ball at Ty Montgomery, and they're going to run an option with Aaron Rodgers. And Randall Cobb. Mike McCarthy stayed up late in his office this week in Green Bay. That sideline sheet is red hot.
Well, he told us you used to get him up early, and then Paul Hackett used to keep him up late when you all worked together. And Hackett was the head coach at the University of Pittsburgh, and McCarthy and Gruden were very young assistants. You guys go back a long way. Ty Montgomery out to the 29-yard line. I know you admire Mike McCarthy, really a self-made coach in a lot of ways.
No doubt. He, small college player, was a graduate coach, worked hard. Nobody burned a midnight oil like McCarthy did, and he worked up through the ranks several years, as you said, with Paul Hackett, a great offensive mind, and when opportunity knocked, Mike McCarthy was ready, and I can't believe people are even questioning his abilities and leadership as a head coach of the Packers.
No, it's crazy. 7 straight years in the playoffs, a Super Bowl title. And Rodgers was hoping it was a free play. They do that with regularity, get the other team to jump.
Zone infraction. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
He wanted to take the deep shot, but Terry McAuley and his crew stopped the game with the first flag of the game against either team.
Well, you see Fletcher Cox jump into the neutral zone. It's a play the Packers practice carefully. When a player jumps offside in practice, they teach their offensive linemen to finish the protection, and the route converts into all go. Everybody runs deep, and they're looking for big plays in those situations.
You saw the right side of the offensive line move. That's the reason they blew it dead. But now Rodgers on 2nd and 2. Gets it off, threw it away in the general direction of Randall Cobb. That time very good pressure by Marcus Smith, former first-round draft pick out of Louisville.
Well, Fletcher Cox, concern number 1 of the Packers. He is a man that they have tried to really organize their protections to get help for rookie Jason Spriggs, who, as you pointed out, is a converted left tackle. And Cox is heating his game up.
Rodgers throws for another first down. Randall Cobb dragging Malcolm Jenkins to the 38-yard line.
It's the matchup offense. They have great ball distribution with their big 3 receivers. Cobb, Adams, Nelson, all 3 of them have caught the ball almost the same amount of time, Sean. And now with the return of Jared Cook, there's just a lot of matchups they feel real good about against this Eagles secondary.
Green Bay now 5 for 5 on third down. Starks over the middle, taken down to the 42 by Jordan Hicks. Well, the short passing game, nothing new coming into this weekend. 69% of Aaron's throws this year were no more than 10 yards downfield. The highest percentage of his career short passes. When he's tried to throw it deep, he's completed just 23%. But throws to targets 21 yards down the field or longer. That's the lowest completion percentage of his career on deep throws. Try to get them to jump, and now there is a flag.
False start. Offense. Number 89. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Jared Cook, the tight end. You could hear Rodgers using his voice to try to get the Eagles to jump, but his own man flinched.
You go back to Rodgers, though. I keep hearing, hey, he's only completing 63%. His quarterback rating is only 96%. Hey, the only chance the Packers have is Aaron Rodgers. He's on pace for another 40-plus touchdown season, and he looks like the two-time MVP he always is to me.
Starks up the middle. Got them back out near the 42-yard line.
Traps and draws. Very frustrating to this Eagle defense. This front four of the Eagles is the key to their success. They are taught to get up the field and be disruptive. And when they get up the field and you have a draw play or a quick pass or a trap, frustrating for Jim Schwartz and his front four.
6 minutes to go until halftime. Can the Packers remain perfect on third down and keep this possession going? Fast moving first half in Philadelphia. Randall Cobb has the first down. Tripped up by Nigel Bradham, but not before he reached the 49-yard line.
Well, they're 6 for 6 now on third down. He reads this blitz off the right side by Malcolm Jenkins. And there's that quick delivery. It's the combination of quickness, arm quickness, body quickness, and mental quickness. Cool under pressure. Great work.
Eagles crowding the line of scrimmage, and they rally quickly to take down Randall Cobb. Right at the line, Malcolm Jenkins, the 8th-year safety out of Ohio State.
Two best players on this Eagle defense in the perimeter, obviously, are Malcolm Jenkins, number 27, McLeod, a free agent who came over from the Rams. Gives this Eagles secondary a lot of versatility. They can cover, they can come down in the box, and they never, ever leave the field.
Four-man rush. Rodgers throwing deep for Nelson, and well covered all the way by Jalen Mills, the rookie 7th-round draft choice out of LSU.
This guy's really something. He must be one of the most mentally tough kids in football. He's seen Julio Jones, Des Bryant, Antonio Brown, Deshaun Jackson. Now he's one-on-one with Jordy Nelson. Mills has given up a lot of big plays, but he keeps competing, he keeps improving, and that's an excellent job by the rookie. I know that guy.
You know, a lot of people on both sides, having been an assistant coach for both the Packers and the Eagles. Rodgers stepped back to create some time, got it off to Starks, and he gets stopped at the 45-yard line of Philadelphia by Nigel Bradham. Good tackle by the linebacker from Florida State.
And I think Green Bay is going to go for it, or present the illusion that they're going for it and try a hard count and lure the Eagles off sides. McCarthy went for it twice in the first half last week. Will they snap it?
Well, you never know how many points will be enough with the way the Green Bay defense is playing. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Are they going to snap it? Doesn't seem like they will. Timeout. Green Bay, 3:39 to go in the half. And the Packers leading 14-7. They're in Philadelphia, home of passionate, die-hard fans, and they've been a factor tonight. We asked Jim Schwartz, why is your defense so good at home? They've given up an average of 9.5 points per game at home entering tonight. He said the crowd has a lot to do with it. They provide a lot of juice. They make it difficult for the offense. Hasn't been very tough for Aaron Rodgers. This is the first punt of the half for Jacob Shum, and what a kick. Stops dead at the 1-yard line.
It looked like one of your wedges.
His punt was a little more accurate than my wedge game. 43-yard punt to the 1. And Clay Matthews is back on the field, back out of the locker room with a left shoulder that was clearly causing him a problem on the Philadelphia touchdown. The officials now might be ruling this a touchback. Well, the ruling on the field was that the punt was downed at the 1-yard line, and Doug Peterson is challenging that ruling. You see two officials in great position. Jonah Monroe, far side of the field. Rich Martinez, near side. Jerry Austin is in the booth, our rules expert. What do you think?
From what we can see here, we do not see the ball touch, but it disappears for a moment. The foot goes in the end zone. If he does not touch it right here, and we can't say for sure that he does, then the ball, his foot's on the end line. He has to reestablish in the field of play. When he brings his foot back with the knee down and now touches it, he's okay.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Philadelphia, inside the 1-yard line. Philadelphia is charged with their first timeout.
I think they got it right, because as Jerry was pointing out, from this angle, it didn't look like he touched the ball.
I would have lost my mind on that call. Got to be careful here with Carson Wentz, Sean. Last week against Seattle, Doug Peterson took a shot. Wentz threw it anyhow, and it was a bad interception. They got to knock this ball off the goal line. Be careful of Mike Daniels, number 76. He is a very good penetrating defensive tackle.
Wendell Small with the running back very deep in the end zone. And movement will cost him a half-yard. Jason Peters, he doesn't think he was the guilty party.
False start. Offense number 71. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's his league-leading 8th false start of the season.
That's incredible, Sean. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler, and everybody uses a hard count when they're backed up on their own 1. Doesn't kill them, but doesn't help them either.
As you saw, 79th career penalty, most of any active player, 13th year out of Arkansas. Smallwood gets them out near the 2-yard line. Mike Daniels the tackle.
Watch Carson Wentz get the call from Doug Peterson. He's going to go right to his wristband. They've got a wristband with about 200 plays on it. And for the most part, Peterson is echoing the plays to his young quarterback with the use of a wristband, and it's picked up their communication and their tempo. Keep an eye on that.
Long throw and a nice catch. Matthews Gets them out of the shadow of their goalpost behind them with Demarius Randall in coverage. 20-yard gain.
That is a great catch by Matthews. And Matthews is Carson Wentz security blanket. What a beautiful back shoulder throw. And Matthews found the ball and made a terrific catch for a huge first down to give the Eagles some breathing room.
Matthews shaken up on the play. Their best wide receiver. 7 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. Take a reverse to Triggs, and it took so much time that Wentz had nowhere to go except into the arms of Mike Daniels.
Long developing play action pass, and Mike Daniels destroyed it.
You might want to scratch that one off the wristband. 14-7. Green Bay as we approach halftime. The athletic trainer is so important to student athletes, providing services in the areas of prevention of injuries, diagnosis and treatment, rehabilitation. The NFL Foundation running a program to help increase access to athletic trainers in communities across the country. We put some seconds back on the clock in even 2 minutes. The clock should have stopped at 2 minutes. It kept running for a few seconds. 2nd and 24. Carson Wentz, tight spiral. Zach Ertz, the tight end out of Stanford, his first catch out to the 21-yard line, but they still need 11 yards for a first down.
Timeout, Green Bay.
Interesting. I mean, ordinarily that would be the play when you're on defense, but the way Mike McCarthy's defense has played, it's not so much of a sure thing.
I like the call. Can he rev up the pass rush? And we talked about it in the pregame. I know they have injuries at linebacker and in the secondary, but there's nothing wrong with this front four. You look out there, there's a lot of first rounders. They move Morgan Burnett into linebacker in their dime package. That frees up Clay Matthews to rush on one side. Perry's a first rounder. Peppers is a first rounder. And with the season on the line against 3 backup linemen, they should tee off. 4 first rounders with Dayton Jones.
Third and 11, 1 timeout left for the Packers, 2 for the Eagles with 1:48 to go in the half. And movement again along the line of scrimmage.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 53. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That'll really upset Mike McCarthy. And Dom Capers, it's hard enough to call plays, but when you can't stay on sides on 3rd down and 11 against a rookie quarterback, you're killing yourself.
Now it's 3rd and 6. It was 3rd and 11, and the Eagles were 0 for their last 22 on 3rd and 10 plus. Look out from behind. Wentz weaving his way across the line to make and much more. Taking a page again out of the Aaron Rodgers book. First down Philadelphia out to the 44-yard line.
Well, he runs away from Clay Matthews and he makes Demarius Randall look bad in a one-on-one tackling situation. Watch Matthews hunt Carson Wentz. Can't quite get there. Randall misses a tackle, and Carson Wentz with a huge first down.
18-yard run prior to tonight. The most rushing yardage he had in the game this season was 14 against the Lions. That's the longest run of his NFL career. Keeps the drive alive. A blitz brought by Dom Capers. Once got it off. Bryce Triggs, the speedy rookie out of Cal. First down before he got stood up by Ladarius Gunter.
You got to love Darren Sproles at 5'6", 190 pounds. Watch this blitz pickup. You think he doesn't sell out right here against Joe Thomas? Rushing, receiving, returning, and that time he picks up a blitz for his rookie quarterback.
And he did it with a fractured rib. He was a question mark during the week. He has a fractured rib. Packers rush 5 again. Flush Wentz from the pocket. Here comes Joe Thomas, and Wentz threw it away.
Isaac Seumalo thrust into duty tonight at right guard, working against Julius Peppers. And you have to credit these backup linemen, Sean. They've done a nice job giving Carson Wentz a chance. And on 2nd and 10, Tom Capers continues to send a fresh horse to the top of the screen to work against Alan Barber, who's the 3rd different right tackle for the Eagles.
And the former Green Bay Packers, you mentioned earlier, John, drafted by Green Bay in the 4th round in 2007. Timeout. Philadelphia. 1:27 to go in the first half. We mentioned earlier the last 2 games against the Titans and the Redskins, the Packers gave up 4 touchdown drives of 70 yards or more in each game. They've given up an 81-yard touchdown drive tonight in the Eagles' first possession. And the Eagles are driving again, starting from their own 1, and still 1:27 to go in the half. Wentz, good catch. Zach Ertz to the 39-yard line.
It's another blitz, well picked up by the Eagles. 3rd down is short.
We come quickly on 3rd down and 3, and it's caught. Dorial Green-Beckham taken back, but he had the first down before Ladarius Gunter drove him back, and Wentz wants them to go quickly. They continue to play without Jordan Matthews, who was injured earlier in this drive, their best wide receiver. Wentz stands in there, got dumped by Julius Peppers, and it's ruled an incomplete pass.
Peppers, who came in tonight just 1 sack behind Michael Strahan for number 5 all time in that department, rocks Carson Wentz. I saw Peppers last night at a restaurant. He still looks like he's 25 years old. 36 years old, done it for 15 years.
If he wants to play more, they've reduced his snaps, averaging about 28 snaps per game. That's part of the plan that Don Capers had set up to start the year, but he'd like to play more. Pass batted down. It was Quentin Rollins, the former basketball star at Miami of Ohio, batting it away. Here's Lisa Salters.
Yeah, Sean, injury update on Jordan Matthews. They were looking at his right ankle over here on the Eagles bench, and he got up and tried to jog around a little bit to test it, but he was clearly in pain, and you could tell he was saying, no, something is wrong. So he's back in the Eagles locker room right now. I'm told he's getting x-rays. His return is questionable, Sean.
It's already the wide receiver group that I don't think would rank among the best for sure in the NFL. It's been considered a weakness of this team all year.
Gonna have to look for Zach Ertz. Middle of the field.
12 play of the drive, 3rd and 10. A screen to Sproles. And he's down at the 31-yard line. Chased down by Nick Perry. 28 seconds to go. And now the clock has been stopped.
That's a good call by Doug Peterson. You said earlier on 3rd down and 10 plus, 0 for their last 22. They're missing 3 starters on their offensive line. They did not want to drop back to pass and take a sack and get knocked out of field goal position. Sturgis clearly in range, but Doug Peterson has gone for it on 4th down in some surprising situations. What will he do here?
It was Green Bay that used the timeout, so the way Mike McCarthy's offense is playing, apparently 29 seconds is enough for Aaron Rodgers to put some more points on the board. Peterson does send Caleb Sturgis out to try a field goal. Be a 48-yard attempt. He's had a very good year out of the University of Florida. The veteran John Dornbos is the snapper. And the kick is good. 25 seconds to go until halftime. It's 14-10 Green Bay. Coming up shortly, the Toyota halftime. Chris Berman will have his final drive. Among the subjects, Derek Carr and Alex Smith. News and notes from Adam Schefter. Updates on the health of Andrew Luck and Rob Gronkowski. Will Luck be back in action next Monday night when we see the Colts against the Jets? Sturgis the kickoff down to the goal line to Ty Montgomery, and he got double teamed and taken down at the 16-yard line. So the Eagles 4-0 at home this season. Seattle at 5-0, the only other team in the league undefeated at home. In the bird's nest, giving up just 9.5 points per game, outscoring their opponents through the first 4 by 70 points. They've held the ball for more than 35 minutes. All of those stats the best in the NFL in home games, but Green Bay has had the edge in play through the first half tonight here at Lincoln Financial Field. And given up more than 1 touchdown in any home game this year. Aaron Rodgers led the Packers to 2 in the first half. Rodgers threw for 142 yards, 17 for 21 and 2 touchdowns, and he ran for 28 yards on 4 carries, 7 yards per rush. Packers trot off with a 14-10 lead. Philadelphia gets the ball to begin the second half. Here's Chris Berman with the Toyota halftime. Welcome back to Monday Night Football from Philadelphia at halftime. Green Bay leading the Eagles 14-10. Sean McDonough with John Gruden. Welcome back. Very entertaining first half. The 2 quarterbacks different in terms of their experience levels. The 12-year veteran Aaron Rodgers, the rookie Carson Wentz, but the numbers, really the style of play, almost identical.
Both quarterbacks lead their team in rushing, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, I think.
Time for tonight's Zales extraordinary moments, and it seems like every time you watch Aaron Rodgers, you can count on some extraordinary moments.
There were some extraordinary moments, and he gets a lot done before the ball is snapped, Sean. He brings Jordy Nelson across the field in motion. He sets him down. He sees man-to-man coverage at the top of the screen, and he calls on Devontae Adams, his much-improved split end, for touchdown number 1. And then he sees man-to-man coverage. He sees Adams again. He looks off the free safety, and he throws a beautiful tight window touchdown for his second touchdown. And Carson Wentz got his first career touchdown by using his legs. Great effort to cross pay dirt. And then he set up a field goal with a critical third down scramble. Carson Wentz, Aaron Rodgers, dual threats, have done it all for their offenses, and Carson Wentz gets the ball first to start this third quarter, and it's important that every possession counts, and Aaron Rodgers knows it. Here we go.
Philadelphia will get the ball first to begin the second half. Wendell Smallwood, number 28. Kenyon Barner, number 34. Back deep for the Eagles. So far tonight, they've done a nice job, the Packers, covering kicks. They've struggled in that area. And Philadelphia in recent years, and again this year under the coordinator Dave Phipp, has outstanding special teams. Barner couldn't catch it. Smallwood downed it. There is Lisa Salters. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Sean. Well, Doug Peterson told me that he likes the way his offense is playing. He said his wide receivers have been consistent, and Carson Wentz has shown good mechanics and is showing good poise. Update on Jordan Matthews. No official word from the Eagles, but Matthews, as you can see, is back out on the field right now and looks like he's ready to go. As for the Packers, I asked Mike McCarthy how healthy Clay Matthews is, and he said, I believe he's fine. He said he took a shot on that left shoulder, but Matthews apparently has told the team that he is good to go, and that, of course, is good news for Green Bay. They are already down 2 starting linebackers tonight, Sean.
They have Jake Ryan, the second-year man out of Michigan, and their leading tackler for the year, and Blake Martinez, the rookie from Stanford, both out due to injury. Wendell Smallwood, who grew up not far from here in Wilmington, Delaware, an Eagles fan, rookie out of West Virginia, got the carry, got a couple.
Smallwood's a good back. He had 1,500 yards as a Mountaineer last year, West Virginia, and he went to the combine. He saw running back coach Deuce Staley of the Eagles. He was taking photographs. He's quite a fan of these Philadelphia Eagles, and he loves playing for his hometown team. How good is he?
So it was nice on Thanksgiving. Didn't have far to go to be with his family for the holiday. Wentz with a blitz coming, threw it out wide to Jordan Matthews, who got shoved out of bounds by Demarius Randall, second-year man out of Arizona State.
Very similar bubble screen that you see Aaron Rodgers throw. You can see how much quicker Aaron Rodgers is dealing the ball from the shotgun than Wentz is. That time the ball a little bit inaccurate, hard to run with it after the catch. Key third down.
Boy, movement again on both sides.
Oh, I hate this rule. Used to let the defensive player get back after jumping into the neutral zone, and now the offensive player entitled to protection starts his set, and nobody knows what the call is every week.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 53. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, the defensive player jumps into the neutral zone, and before he can get back, Jason Peters is taught to start his pass set, reach out and touch him. And you get protection and you get the call, and sometimes you don't. And many times there's a discussion that lasts for a period of minutes.
And it's going to be particularly difficult to be that guy to move if you're Jason Peters. We showed you the graphic earlier. He leads the world in false starts. Well, he has to be a little bit gun shy. They haven't been able to stop a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 in a long time, Green Bay, and they don't stop this one. Smallwood upended, or he was looking to go a long way, chopped down by Quentin Rollins.
That's dominance. That's just an outstanding job by Kelsey at center, Wisniewski at left guard. It's a reverse pivot. Clay Matthews obviously in the wrong gap. And you can't fault him. He's not played this position all year, and he's thrust into that inside linebacker role because of injury. Nice work by Smallwood.
Matthews comes on a blitz. Smallwood ran away from him, and it's another quality gain and a tough run. Smallwood's not a big guy, 5'10". They list him at 208, but he banged ahead very close to the first down yardage.
It's a great audible by Wentz. He saw the overload blitz coming to his left. He sees it, and he changes this to a run to his right. Packers are outflanked. Carson Wentz, bright future. He's got a lot of physical talent, mental toughness, and he does not miss much.
Again, the work done at the line by Wentz. Smallwood carries for a first down. John, you mentioned earlier the wristband that he wears. Most teams don't use that now, but Doug Peterson said the verbiage of their plays is so long, he doesn't want to have to say it all and then have Wentz have to repeat it all in the huddle, so he just gives him a number. So Wentz really only has to give the formation and the play once, and they want extra time at the line.
And you need that time at the line to research the defense and correct problems.
Ooh, Wentz got hit, and then the intended receiver, Ertz, got hit. He wanted a flag against Morgan Burnett, and there isn't a flag in either location.
Well, Dayton Jones, a former first-round pick who has spent the first 3 years of his career very quiet. He beats Barber badly to the inside and punishes Wentz. And Wentz lucky to get up from that crash.
Crowd doesn't like it. They're booing. Wentz trying to quiet them down on 2nd and 10 from the Green Bay 45-yard line. Wentz, that throw sailed out of his hand high, intercepted by Clinton Dix. He brought it back to the 28-yard line. It was intended for Zach Ertz, but that looked high as soon as it left his hand. First turnover of the game for either team. And a rare takeaway this season for the Green Bay Packers. 3rd interception of the year for Dix. Last NFL championship won by the Eagles came against the Packers in 1960. Franklin Field, 17-13 Philadelphia win. 55-year championship drought for the Eagles, 3rd longest in the NFL, behind the Cardinals franchise 68 years and the Lions 58 years. On first down, Aaron Rodgers after the play fake, throwing deep and looking for Adams, who makes the over-the-shoulder catch. He's had a big night. He beat Leotis McKelvin.
Great throw by Rodgers, and you are seeing the emergence of Davante Adams, who somehow snatches another bullet. Play action pass. Rodgers right out of the fake, looked off the free safety and threw a rocket to Adams, who found it.
Spectacular throw right on the money by Rodgers. 50-yard gain, 3rd catch of the night for Adams. The first 2 went for touchdowns.
How about that for the first play of the second half?
Handed off. First carry as a Green Bay Packer for Christine Michael, just let go by the Seattle Seahawks, even though he was their leading rusher, with Thomas Rawls coming back from injury and the emergence of C.J. Prosise at running back for the Seahawks. They felt Michael was expendable.
They've got a package of 15 to 20 plays, and do you know the runs? Do you know the protections? And most importantly, do you know the audibles when Rodgers changes things at the line of scrimmage? We'll find out.
Mike McCarthy said he was pleased with how quickly Michael picked everything up. He almost had him active for the game in Washington a week ago, even though Michael had only been with the team for a couple of days. Swung out wide, and Nelson couldn't weave his way away from Leotis McKelvin.
Sean, you got to keep an eye on Aaron Rodgers. This is the area of the field where he loves to scramble and create. And Jordy Nelson, with his 9 touchdowns, 7 of those have been in close range, scramble drill type plays. Keep an eye on Rodgers maneuvering in the pocket.
They practice those scramble drill plays, and it isn't just run someplace to a spot and get open. These receivers all have specific places where they're supposed to be. Nelson likes the back line of the end zone. Rodgers scrambling around. They'll all run to their designated spots. And Rodgers taken down, threw it away. Jordan Hicks tripped him up. And the officials now conferring.
Watch Hicks on the left side of your screen. He's keying Rodgers in zone coverage. And that's an excellent angle and effort. We talked about it in the pregame. It's going to be a key to the outcome. Can you stop those second reaction plays in the red zone? Great work by Hicks and this Eagle defense.
Hicks had a terrific year. Jim Schwartz mentioned him. We chatted over the weekend with the defensive coordinator. 33-yard field goal up and good for Mason Crosby, the all-time leading scorer in Green Bay Packer history in his 10th year out of Colorado. 17-10 Green Bay, 3rd quarter. Over on the Green Bay sideline, they're looking at the left leg of Aaron Rodgers. Apparently was on this play where he was almost sacked by Jordan Hicks. Left leg bent awkwardly as he went toward the ground. And he did hobble off as the field goal unit came on. Mason Crosby has given them a 7-point lead. Critical game for both teams. Both trying to hang in the playoff race in the NFC, and the touchback off the foot of Crosby. No chance for Kenyon Barner. They turned the Carson Wentz interception moments ago into 3 points to the Packers. Mike McCarthy over to talk to Aaron Rodgers, make sure his star quarterback's okay. Been a lot of scrutiny of their relationship in recent weeks as the team has struggled, and Aaron assured us last night there are absolutely no issues between Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers.
And I believe him. You know, when you're 4-6, the wins come in from everywhere.
Well, Wentz the interception on a throw that sailed that led to 3 Green Bay points. Short throw to Trey Burton, and he stopped immediately by Demarius Randall. The lunge ahead for a gain of 1.
This is going to be tough sledding for Carson Wentz. He's jumping into a no-huddle offense. He's missing his top receiver. He's missing his second receiver, Nelson Aguilar. They cut Josh Huff, another receiver, and they're missing their top running back in Ryan Matthews with 3 different backup linemen.
5-man rush. Wentz got it off to Darren Sproles. Banged across the boundary by Morgan Burnett. 4 yards short of the first down.
Just look at this lack of experience they have, Sean. Matthews, 57 catches, almost 700 yards. He's out. And Dorial Green-Beckham, Bryce Treggs, Paul Turner, both rookies. Look for Ertz and Sproles down the stretch.
Jordan Matthews, the veteran of that group, in his 3rd year. Sproles, first down. Nice play. Good call by Doug Peterson. Nicely executed. Demarius Randall the tackle. 1st and 10. Philadelphia nearly midway through the 3rd quarter.
That's bad defense by Green Bay. You have to devote your attention to number 43, Sproles.
Continues to do it all at age 33. Wow, he got walloped as he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Almost 18,000 yards of all-purpose yardage. Rushing, receiving, returning the football, and the smallest Philadelphia Eagle, to me, is their biggest playmaker.
8th in NFL history in total yards. Rushing, receiving, and returns combined. Clay Matthews a blitz, and the pass incomplete. The pressure made Wentz hurry a little bit, and he did not connect with Darren Sproles.
And you see what Dom Capers is doing. He's blitzing with all these receivers injured.
Here's Lisa.
Hey, Sean. Well, Aaron Rodgers is right now inside this tent-like contraption that is over here on the Green Bay sideline. I'm not sure what exactly is going on in there, if he's receiving treatment, if he's using the bathroom. It's just unclear at this point, but he went in there a couple of minutes ago and has yet to come out. So
that looked like my apartment I had in Green Bay. I have no idea. I've never seen that.
No, nor have I. I'm sure Lisa hasn't either, and she spent more time on those sidelines as a reporter than we have, obviously. Zach Ertz the catch, and another first down for Philadelphia. Clinton Dix made the stop, but it went to the Green Bay 44.
How about Doug Peterson trusting his quarterback in a no-huddle offense? Right side of your screen, number 86, Ertz on a deep cross. Good protection. Nice touch over the backer under the safety. First down, Philadelphia. No-huddle offense.
Wentz off for Kenyon Barner, the former Oregon Duck, who survived a hit and finally got swung down by Jaron Elliott. First down again for the Eagles, quickly on the move.
This is a rookie quarterback, potentially the season on the line, and Doug Peterson trusting Wentz.
Barner, second all-time leading rusher at Oregon, behind only Michael James, taken down by Joe Thomas. He's Joe Thomas Jr., his dad, one of the great stories in the country in football. Joe Thomas Sr., who recently got into a game for South Carolina State. That's right, his dad played in a college football game. More about that in a moment. Matthews blitzes again. Oh, and a rare drop by Zach Ertz. I don't think Wentz's most accurate throw. Well, there's Joe Thomas Sr. November 19th, he made history when he played tailback for South Carolina State at the age of 55. Believed to be the oldest player ever to play in a Division I college football game. His first carry went for a 3-yard gain. He carried 4 times, got carried off the field. For a while, they were on the team together at South Carolina State.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love Joe Thomas Sr. and congratulations to Junior for helping his dad out through training camp. That had to be tough.
Dad was a successful businessman. When the economy went south, his businesses went south. He said, I'm going to go get a college degree. And the football was just a part of it. The pressure again forces an errant throw. And Doug Peterson sends the field goal team on.
And defensive coordinator Dom Capers blitzing repeatedly with the absence of all these Philadelphia Eagle receivers. And you can see Aaron Rodgers. Looks like he's going right back in the game.
Caleb Sturgis is already connected from 48. This is a 50-yard try. 3 out of 4 this year from 50 plus, and that's a beauty. Well, the punt earlier looked like my wedge game. That looked like one of my tee shots. Long and straight down the middle, he said never.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
17-13, Rodgers with the ball in the lead when we come back. Coverage tonight from Skycam is brought to you by American Express. Exchange of field goals. 4-point lead for Green Bay. That was their margin at halftime. Caleb Sturgis kicks off. And they'll be down by Jeff Janis. Well, we mentioned, Coach, at the top of the telecast, perhaps the best path to the playoffs for the 8th straight year for Green Bay is through the division. It's not great when you look at the standings. They're 4-6. The Lions are 7-4. But a win tonight, they're 5-6. They're 2 games back, and they do get Detroit in Green Bay before the end of the season. It's doable.
Yeah, Detroit's got some tough road games. They got to play at New Orleans this week. They've got to play at Dallas on Monday night, at the Giants. A lot of football left, but Green Bay's got to take care of business here.
I misspoke. That game's at Detroit. They already beat the Lions in Green Bay. But there was a great sense of belief when you talked to the Packers that this was doable, that they could make a playoff run. And the defense has been better tonight. James Starks, gain of a half yard, and that's it. Packers have been in the playoffs 7 straight years with this great coach and quarterback combination. It's tied with the Patriots for the longest active streak of playoff appearances. But their 4-6 record is their worst through 10 games since 2006. They were also 4-6. And this 4-game losing streak, their longest since 2008. Aaron Rodgers dumps it off. Aaron Ripkowski, the fullback, driving those legs. It takes 4 or 5 to get him down. Primarily Jordan Hicks and Nigel Bradham.
Ripkowski ripped through there. Punishing run. Listen to this at real speed, Sean. Simple check down. That's how you run the football. Keep an eye at the top of the screen. Cook one-on-one against McLeod, a safety.
Green Bay 6 out of 8 on 3rd down. Rodgers incomplete. Looked like it caught Jared Cook, the tight end, by surprise. There is a flag down. Back behind the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 91. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Fletcher Cox, a man who has been frustrated, called with a late hit on Rodgers. Boy, wow. I didn't see anything there. Went high. Perhaps that's what they saw. Huge first down. Looked like he got him under the neck area, and Rodgers got that call.
Big call against Cox. Pro Bowler last season. turned that into a 6-year, $103 million contract, $63 million guaranteed as a defensive tackle. And stopping him was job one. They said they would slide the line a lot of the night toward Cox, but they haven't had to block anybody very long with this quick passing game. Starks trying to find some running room. Heavy hit from Jalen Mills, but a good run patiently by Starks.
And I love watching head coach Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. Their 130th game together. Season pretty much on the line tonight. And at crunch time with their backs against the wall, I'd be surprised if you don't see their best come out.
3.5 to go, third quarter. Rodgers fake to the far side of the field, well defended on the pass over the middle of Stark, stacked up. Well, you've talked about Mike McCarthy, and it's obviously a great admiration for him, his career path. I'm surprised he continued coaching after his experience with you at Pitt.
Well, he was a graduate assistant. I was a receiver coach. I was a receiver. I had Mike, put the helmet on, act like a defensive back. Let's work on our stock blocking. And Mike McCarthy was a great coach. We'd probably be incarcerated now for the way we coached our receivers back then. And I miss him. What a great friend he is and a great coach.
As you said, he earned everything he has gotten along the way.
Wow.
And Rodgers, catch made by Nelson on the juggle with Jalen Mills right up on him. A huge conversion. First down, Packers at the 39-yard line.
Where'd you think Rodgers was going to go on third and short? He's going to his money man, Jordy Nelson, one of the best bad ball receivers in Green Bay Packer history. First down.
5 catches for Nelson for 42 yards. Rodgers, quick hitter, and the ball went up in the air and then back into the hands of Jared Cook.
Jalen Mills has seen that play enough. That's a design block flat. They've run it 3 times tonight. And the rookie 7th round draft choice out of LSU almost causes an impact fumble. And Cook, who fumbled last week, Josh Norman stripped him of the football in the Washington game. Almost put it on the floor there.
Doug Peterson.
Philadelphia's challenged that the pass was incomplete.
As they take a look at it, we'll step aside. Ruling on the field, a completed pass. Here comes Terry McCauley.
After review, the ball hit the ground before the receiver controlled the pass. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Philadelphia is not charged with a timeout, but they are out of challenges for the remainder of the game. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes and 5 seconds, 2:05.
That's why it surprised me that Doug Peterson did that, because he gained 2 yards on winning the challenge, but now he has no challenges.
Yeah, I'd never like that feeling of having no challenges in a tight football game with all the chips on the table, but he did save himself 2 yards.
I think I'd rather have the challenge in case something more important pops up here.
I think I would too, Sean.
As Terry McCauley said, 2nd and 10 on the fringe of field goal range here for Green Bay. 4-man rush. They let them through to set up the screen. Starks, good tackle in the open field by Malcolm Jenkins, a Pro Bowler last year. He's led the Eagles in tackles each of the previous 2 seasons.
That's a great play, because that play has a chance to be big yardage. He sifted through 2 or 3 Green Bay Packer blockers and made a great one-on-one tackle. 3rd down and 5. Brandon Graham at the top of the screen. Going to be working against David Bakhtiari. He is the best Philadelphia Eagle pass rusher. Been quiet tonight.
Seventh-year man, former first-round pick out of Michigan for a long time here in Philadelphia, considered to be a bust. Not anymore. They do get a little pressure on Rodgers. Starks is open. Work to do. First down, 26-yard line.
This Aaron Rodgers, bad wheel and all. Looking down the field, he's going to scramble to his left. He keeps his eyes downfield. He knows exactly where Starks is, and Starks rallies for the first down. Incredible poise in the pocket. High percentage decision to get the first down. Here come the Packers.
Now 8 for 10 on third down against an Eagles defense that was third best in the league on third down entering tonight's game, allowing conversions only 35% of the time. Starks, no gain. Wrestled down right at the line of scrimmage by Bo Allen and Fletcher Cox.
I think Rodgers is hurt, and this is going to restrict his mobility in those second reaction plays that he loves to pull off. He's clearly hurting. And as the quarter winds down, remember the Packers have a lengthy winning streak when they enter the fourth quarter with the lead.
And that will be the case tonight. 4-point edge for the Packers trying to end a 4-game losing streak. On Monday Night Football, we go to the fourth. John alluded to it as we went to the break at the end of the third quarter. The Packers have won 28 games in a row when leading heading into the fourth quarter. That is the longest streak of that sort in the National Football League. They haven't lost heading into the fourth with a lead since September 22nd of 2013 at Cincinnati. And meanwhile, the Eagles have lost 17 in a row when they trailed going into the fourth quarter. Only the Browns have a longer such streak. Pressure brought by Jim Schwartz. Rodgers throws it away. One of the very few times they've affected Aaron Rodgers with the pressure tonight. Here's Lisa Salters.
Yeah, Sean, what you talked about it, Aaron Rodgers in some discomfort. It looks like he got some kind of protective padding put behind his left hamstring. I'm assuming that happened when he went into that contraption tent-like thing with the two trainers. And he's reached back behind there and grabbed that left leg a couple of times. So he is obviously in some kind of discomfort. Sean.
Huge third down play here, Lisa. Eagles would like to force a field goal attempt, keep it a one-score game. Rodgers throws wide open. Another big catch by Adams, breaks a tackle from Nolan Carroll and weaves down to the 3-yard line.
Slant pattern. And Aaron Rodgers shreds him. It's a quick throw to his left. And Davante Adams beats Nolan Carroll bad with a beautiful release. Fast twitch. Hands and feet. That's where Adams has improved the most, and Rodgers is feeling it tonight.
105 yards receiving after a 23-yard catch by Davante Adams in his third year out of Fresno State. Followed by an ankle injury a lot of last year. Rodgers looking around. And hit as he throws, it's incomplete. Incomplete forward pass.
There's a flag in the end zone, and could be holding against Philadelphia.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 22. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Rough stretch here in the second half for Carroll. He's had trouble tackling a couple times, and that's a big penalty after Vinny Curry put the pressure on Aaron Rodgers to force the incomplete pass.
Take a look at it. It's one of those second reaction plays, and boy, that's awful close there. Let him play.
Yeah, that's surprising. Could be one word that comes to mind. First and goal just inside the 2-yard line. 4 receivers to the right. They throw a fade to the left for Adams. Incomplete, with Nolan Carroll again in coverage.
This is just strange. Tight red zone offense. That time they motion to a no back set. You see Aaron Ripkowski check in now, the big back. Will the Green Bay Packers try to run the football in this goal line situation or continue to stay with these open check with me formations?
We do not have a rushing touchdown by a running back this year, and that finally changes. Aaron Ripkowski takes it in. All 3 of their rushing touchdowns have been by Aaron Rodgers. Finally, a running back runs one into the end zone for Green Bay.
A running back who never carried the ball at Oklahoma has waited and seen a number of running backs come and go this year, and perhaps the biggest play of Aaron Ripkowski's career, a 1.5-yard touchdown run to give the Packers a 2-score lead.
And a nifty drive of 6.5 minutes. Keep that defense off the field. You saw he did break the plane before his knee went down. Touchdown confirmed. And now Mason Crosby to make it an 11-point lead. Slices it through. 13:53 to go in Philadelphia. Christmas light spectacular. It is spectacular. Spans an entire block in South Philly. Been a tradition in that neighborhood for about 65 years. They all get caught up in decorating the houses and trees and lawns with lights. Work to do for the Eagles. Perhaps their season hanging in the balance at 5-5 for the year. Down by 11. And Kenyon Barner takes a knee. Wentz and the Eagles now down by 11 after Aaron Ripkowski's first career touchdown. 2nd-year fullback out of Oklahoma. And Coach, we mentioned that was the first rushing touchdown by a running back for the Packers in game 11. Yep. The last team that didn't have any through 10 games in a season, the 2009 Cleveland Browns. And before that, it was the 1936 Philadelphia Eagles. That's how rare it is to not have any running back with a rushing touchdown in 10 games.
Man.
1st and 10. From the 25, Wentz takes the check down to Sproles. Flag down. Sproles inside the 35-yard line, but there's a flag down back at the 29-yard line.
Coming back.
Pass interference. Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Beckham did this last week. Blocking on a screen pass. If you're a receiver, you have to outside release and block on the second level. You can't come off the ball and block on a screen pass. Last week they had a screen pass called back because Nelson Aguilar couldn't line up correctly, and these young wide receivers are killing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, that Aguilar penalty last week was huge. They would have taken the lead against Seattle in the first half on a 57-yard score by Ertz, but it got wiped out. This wiped out a 42-yard gain. It was a penalty. Wentz dumps it off. Wendell Small with good balance as he stayed on his feet after the attempted low tackle, and it took Clay Matthews to bring him down at the 25. They get the 10 yards back.
Desperation now for Philadelphia. They have a first-year head coach, a rookie quarterback. You're seeing a rookie running back, a couple rookie receivers, backup linemen. Can't commit penalties.
Pressure again. Matthews a part of the blitz and pass between two receivers. Trey Burton, it looked like, was the intended target. Bryce Treggs also somewhat in the area.
And on 3rd down and 10, if I'm Green Bay, I'm going to keep a close eye on Zach Ertz. That is where Carson Wentz has been looking in the last few weeks. Tight end out of Stanford. Perhaps the best receiver right now on this Eagle team. Bottom of the screen.
With 3 catches tonight. Again, 5-man rush. They move Wentz, and they did not take him to the ground. There is a flag down as Wentz got away and very nearly got the first down. Came up about 3 yards short.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense number 56. 15 yards penalty, automatic first down.
Julius Peppers called for the penalty that gives Philadelphia a first down.
Can't miss that one. What an effort by Carson Wentz. And it just shows you how strong the young quarterback is. Julius Peppers tugging on your face mask. You somehow come out of that. Sproles back in the game. He has been the man of the second half. Green Bay's got to take him away.
7-yard run, 15-yard penalty. Dumped off to Sproles. Blockers out in front. There's John's pregame grinder, Kelsey, the center, way down the field to help. It's to the 36-yard line and a first down.
Kelsey's unbelievable. Watch the center come out of here on this screen pass and lead the way for Sproles. And I'm shocked that Darren Sproles is having this much success. Green Bay has got to take these screen passes and checkdowns away.
Impressively, Mike Daniels, the defensive lineman, ran down that play. 17-yard gain, blitz again. Trey Burton to catch, nothing doing. Dropped for a loss by Morgan Burnett.
Well, I like Morgan Burnett. He's playing linebacker a lot this year in their dime package. He's been an outstanding safety, over 100 tackles 4 times in his career, and he and Ha Clinton Dix give the Packers some reliability for sure in the back end.
Wentz pointed out Matthews, who was coming on a blitz. Low snap, and Matthews got there to take down Wentz back at the 46-yard line.
Packers have a 28-game winning streak with a lead in the 4th quarter, largely because of their quarterback and this man, Matthews. And take a look at the snap by Kelsey. It's low, and Wentz doesn't handle it. And it's 3rd and a long way to go. Philadelphia's got to get half of it back to give him a chance.
Matthews off the field on 3rd down and 19. If they get into field goal range, would make it a 1-score game. Wentz, wobbly throw, incomplete, a little bit behind Bryce Treggs.
What we've been saying since Matthews, their number 1 receiver, left the game. Treggs, a rookie out of Cal, runs a square in. There is some separation, but the ball thrown clearly behind, and here's Jones to punt it away.
On 4th and 19 with 10:26 to go. Randall Cobb back deep for the punt. Ooh, he muffs it and gets back on it. Trying to make a fair catch. Flag down, 38-yard line.
Holding, receiving team number 83. Half the distance to the goal. First down, timeout.
Jeff Janis, the guilty party. They'll bring it back inside the 10-yard line. Well, one of the highlights of any Monday Night Football telecast, the Gruden board. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, the top route in this Green Bay offense is the slant. They've been doing it for years. The outside foot is back, and the receiver runs a 3-step slant. You can beat the pass rush, create yardage after the catch. Look at Adams on a beautiful 3-step slant. Ball's thrown a foot in front of the numbers for a touchdown. A slice is a 5-step slant. The quarterback holds the ball a little bit longer. Let the receiver work his release. And if you throw that ball a foot in front of the numbers and let these big-time Packer receivers go to work, it's hard to stop. They've been doing it a long time.
There's Ripkowski for the first touchdown rushing by a running back for Green Bay. Taken across the goal line by Aaron and flagged down on that run.
Going to be holding.
Holding, offense number 65. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Let me show you one of these slants, man. Back in 1994, Sterling Sharp. Look at his 3-step slant in a playoff game against Detroit. Off Sterling Sharp goes. I mean, it's been Sterling Sharp, Robert Brooks, Antonio Freeman, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson.
Who's that guy?
Look at that young coach. I love slants. If you're outside right now listening to me, get out there, put your outside foot back, start working on your slants, your releases, and if you're a quarterback, put the ball a foot in front of the numbers.
Very youthful John Gruden coaching up Sterling Sharp. I'm sure you taught him everything you do, right?
Yeah, right.
Here's Starks on the delay. He got blasted by Rodney McLeod.
Oh.
Good free agent addition over from the Rams, where he had 106 tackles last year in St. Louis, a career high.
Rodney McLeod, 3 years in a row in St. Louis, never missed a play. And here in Philadelphia, he's missed one play in his last 4 years. That's an Iron Man grinder right there. An undrafted free agent out of Virginia playing great football here in Philadelphia.
Jim Schwartz thinks they have as good a safety tandem as there is in the league with McLeod and Jenkins. 2nd and 14. Rodgers out of the end zone, off for Ripkowski, lowers his head to the 13-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 5 for Green Bay.
Ripkowski has really been clutch tonight. Remember, they lost John Kuhn, a longtime Packer favorite who served a very important role as a blitz protector, a runner and receiver. And I'm not saying Ripkowski is John Kuhn, but he has made some nice plays tonight in tough situations.
Can Philadelphia get a stop on 3rd down? Only twice have they been successful tonight. Green Bay's 9 out of 11. And here's that play that you hate.
Boy. Don't you?
Yeah, I sure do.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Because for most of our lifetime, you were able to get back. I mean, you move like Graham does, you can get back.
Yeah, in the old days, that perhaps would have been a false start on the left tackle, but the offensive player gets protection, and I think that's going to be reevaluated because sure is confusing to a lot of people, just not in this booth.
Like a game of gotcha, and the crowd knows that was huge because now it's a 1st down, and Aaron Rodgers, with the clock ticking, will take his time. Play clock about to run out. You could hear Rodgers calling for the snap. Starks, the ball carrier, out shy of the 25-yard line, and the clock is under 8 minutes to go.
And defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, former head coach of the Lions, knows Rodgers well. Saw him twice a year, went up against him a couple years ago when he was in Buffalo. It's about time for Coach Schwartz to cut loose some blitzes and take some chances. But boy, is that scary against Rodgers.
They're running out of time in this game, and perhaps for their season, with an eye toward the playoffs. Rodgers, quick pop, 1st down. Jordy Nelson taken down at the 30-yard line by Jalen Mills.
And there was a blitz. It's going to come right off the right side of your screen, and once again Rodgers sees it and gets to his hot receiver with no problem. Amazing, the confidence, the poise, the football mind that he has what he gets done before the line of scrimmage, amazing.
That was the 6th reception of the night for Jordy Nelson. Rodgers let the clock tick all the way down. James Stark stopped for a loss.
Before the ball is snapped is where Aaron Rodgers recognizes every aspect of the defense. And he's able to communicate the audible, and he has a litany of audibles to get to. Some hand signals are live, some hand signals are fake. But he runs the meetings, he runs the huddle, and he's running the show tonight.
And a timeout called with the play clock again about to run out. 5:51 to go. Packers trying to end their 4-game losing streak. Yesterday, and that'll be a big game for the Colts in the very tight AFC South. Right now they're a game behind division leading Houston. There's a long pass off the hands of Jordy Nelson. It looked like he had a tough time getting the second hand up there. It was on target. Wasn't as tight as spiral ever, but it was in the right direction.
And Nelson thought he got grabbed, but this ball drops right in there perfectly. And I think Mills, in an arm battle with Nelson, did a good job in coverage. No call.
Couldn't believe there wasn't a completion there. Mills did have a hold of Nelson's left arm. 7 out of 8 tonight is Aaron Rodgers on 3rd down. For the game, the Packers are 9 for 11. This is 3rd and 12. Eagles in desperate need of a stop. Rodgers, another extended play and a first down. A bullet to Nelson to the 50-yard line.
You got to credit the offensive line. Rodgers held the ball for 5 seconds. Bakhtiari, Balaga, Taylor at left guard, Linsley at center, Spriggs is a rookie at right guard. You can't block any better than that. And Jordy Nelson uncovers for a knockout punch.
When we spoke with Aaron Rodgers last night, he compared Fletcher Cox to Ndamukong Suh, who they played regularly when Suh was with the Detroit Lions, one of the best interior defensive linemen recent times in the NFL. And Cox has been a virtual non-factor tonight. A lot of that has been against the rookie Jason Spriggs out of Indiana, 2nd-round pick by the Packers. Starks carries for about 8, and the clock's under 5 minutes to go.
And Joe Carriage, number 40, entered the game that time and threw a beautiful block. Mike McCarthy told us, I have about 100 different personnel groupings tonight. One of them's called Hyena. Now, I had a lot of personnel groupings. None were called Hyena, but they had put almost 10 different players in the backfield tonight. I've seen Cobb and Montgomery and Ripkowski and Carriage and Starks and Michael. I'm sure I forgot a couple.
A lot of teams don't have a fullback. They have 2 on the field right now, Carriage and Ripkowski. Starks for a first down. That'll continue to chew up the clock. It'll go under 4 minutes.
And you know, Sean, I'm so used to seeing the Packers with T.J. Lang at right guard and Josh Sitton at left guard, and they brought so much toughness to this Packer offense. Lang is hurt. Sitton obviously is in Chicago, but you got to credit rookie Jason Spriggs at right guard and left guard Lane Taylor, who's a first-year starter. They have done an excellent job against Fletcher Cox and Logan.
Starks stopped for no gain. Timeout called by Philadelphia. Credit James Campen and David Rye, the offensive line coaches, for a great job with this patchwork line for Green Bay. When your defense is struggling, what do you want to do? Long ball control drives that result in scoring. And this is the 4th possession of the game that Mike McCarthy's offense has run double digits in plays. They've had the ball here for 7 minutes. That drive chart with every possession except their kneel down at the end of the first half. They've had a very good night on offense. 2nd down and 10, Philadelphia. Crowding the line, needing to get the ball back. Rodgers, there's a flag down. Looked like a pretty blatant hold on Corey Linsley. A catch made by Nelson.
Holding, offense number 63. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Take a look at Linsley, 63. He grabbed Fletcher Cox. Surprising call there. But you heard Aaron Rodgers come to the line of scrimmage, Sean. He went ready, set, hut. Then he went ready, set, hut. He did it 3 times. He uses a dummy snap count. And he is absolutely sure of what the coverage, what the front is, what the blitz is before the ball is snapped. And it allows him to drop back the pass with great confidence.
Fletcher Cox tonight has been credited with a half a tackle. That's it. Of course, he had a pressure there. Gronkowski carries. But you think this is the most pressure Rodgers had this week, or was it on Thanksgiving Day when Mike McCarthy gave him the day off because they had an extra day with Monday Night Football? And Aaron told us he prepared the turkey in his house and was very proud of the job that he did. He said it was very moist and delicious.
Yeah. I can't say it was a moist and delicious turkey. I really hate to give him credit for cooking his own turkey, but he cooked the Eagles tonight.
I know down in Tampa your culinary staff probably prepared the meal for you and the lovely Cindy.
Yes, we have quite a staff, Sean. I love you, man. I can't wait to work the Christmas holidays with you.
We'll be in Dallas for Christmas. That could be a big game at the end of the regular season for the Cowboys and the Lions. By then, the Cowboys might be resting people, but the Packers could be watching that one with interest the day after Christmas. How about the Lions leading this division? They have 7 wins. They trailed in the 4th quarter in all 7 of their wins. They're having that kind of season when you start to believe it's your season.
They are for sure. They have been fun to watch. Credit Stafford and his clutch playmaking down the stretch.
3rd down and 18. It feels like they've had the ball forever, and they're just at midfield. There's Davante Adams grinding his way toward another first down. I'm just going to throw that word out there. Davante Adams.
I feel that foreshadowing. Davante Adams over 100 yards, perhaps the most improved Packer receiver in the last few years. Adams so much quicker, so much more sudden at the line of scrimmage, and you can see Aaron Rodgers' confidence growing in the young receiver out of Fresno, and the ball distribution between Adams, Nelson, Cobb. Hard to stop.
I think he wishes he had stopped before the sideline, as the clock did stop. The play clock is at zeros. And here comes the flag for that.
Defense, 12 men in formation. 5-yard penalty.
Ooh.
4th down.
Doug Peterson thought that was going the other way, or delay a game.
And if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm going to tell my punter to punt this ball out of the end zone. Do not let Sproles have any chance to touch it. And here comes the offense. Got to be alert for a hard count. No snap, no play. If you're an Eagle, they've had a hard time staying on sides. They've jumped off sides in a couple critical situations already.
When we talk with the Eagles about why they're 2-5 in the last 7, they said, well, a lot of key mistakes, and tonight that's been the case. Penalties.
Charge timeout. Green Bay. 30-second timeout.
And while we have a moment, we want to salute our Monday Night Football truck drivers. How about what they've done the last 17 days? From Seattle to New York to Mexico City and back up here to Philadelphia. The trucks arrived here about 9 a.m. on Friday to end that 17-day trip. In all, about 24 drivers, 3 flat tires, 1 unfortunate encounter with a deer. Particularly unfortunate for the deer, from what we understand.
How do you drive from Chicago to Seattle
to New York?
To New York.
To Mexico City.
To Mexico City. I mean, that's a tremendous job.
Apparently, you have to drive quickly. I'm sure they obeyed all the laws of the various states and commonwealths in Mexico. It's tough to drive fast in Mexico. There's a lot of traffic down there around Mexico City, as we found out last week. Big city with small roads.
Yes, sir.
4th and 5. They're going for it. Down the sideline. Look at a push off by Jordy Nelson. There's no flag. He got away with one, it looked like, from here with Jalen Mills in coverage. They rule it a catch. That should put this one fully in the win column for Green Bay.
Well, Nelson had a critical catch on 3rd and 2, and there was a little extension he got away with there. No doubt about it. But we said it at the beginning of this broadcast. When you put Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy's back against the wall in a must-win situation, you're going to get their best outing. And Nelson, Adams have come up big tonight in key situations.
21-yard gain. They'll go back to the ground now. Rodgers 30 for 39 passing for 313, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Timeout. Philadelphia out of timeouts with 2:53 to go.
Back goes McNabb. He is firing it deep, and it is caught by Freddie Mitchell. The kick is off. It's gone! The quarterback! I don't care if he's jumped, dives, he's running around, and he is in the end zone, and the Eagles win.
A great night for Merrill Reese, the voice of the Eagles now for 40 years. Longest tenured play-by-play man in the NFL. Put into the Eagles Hall of Fame tonight. Mike Quick, the former terrific receiver, alongside the colorman. Congratulations to Jeremiah Trotter as well, former Eagle defender who went into their Hall of Fame at halftime. Merrill Reese, you coached here. You know how popular he is, and he's still going strong in his mid-70s. He said he wants to go forever, and he'll outlast us all.
I have a CD of some of his greatest calls. 4th and 1 when we stopped the Dallas Cowboys. I was the offensive coordinator. They stopped them again. I love Merrill Reese. I can imitate him. I don't want to do it on live TV. No, but I can't do it anymore.
Try it again. No?
They stopped him again. They stopped him again. I mean, it's over and over and over, and then we stopped him again. They got 4th down twice in that game. But Merrill Reese is a good friend. He's great for football because he loves the game, and he loves his Philadelphia Eagles.
Their starts. This possession almost 8 minutes long. And it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Well, the Packers might have been struggling lately, but Aaron Rodgers' game has not slipped at all.
2-minute warning here in Philadelphia. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Levy. Charles Woods and Steve Young and Trent Dilfer will join me coming up on the GMC postgame report. And on SportsCenter at night with Scott Van Pelt, highlights of Mr. Triple-Double, Russell Westbrook, and SVP's One Big Thing on Colin Kaepernick. SportsCenter after the game coming up immediately following our contest. Sean and John, I speak those languages fluently.
Yes, yeah. You were a one-hit wonder when it comes to Espanol last week from Mexico City. No one likes to show off in any language. Steve's on his way to Laramie, Wyoming for his college game next week. Mason Crosby boots through a field goal of 32 yards to extend the lead to 27-13 for the Packers. 1:57 to go. And Rodgers, the first quarterback to throw for 300 yards against Philadelphia this season. 313 for Rodgers on 30 of 39, and also did damage with his running ability as well. 14-point lead. Here comes Kenyon Barner. Boy, the coverage. I think they're tired of hearing about their poor kickoff coverage. Josh Hawkins stuffed Barner at the 12-yard line. Well, Carson Wentz and the Eagles had the great 3-0 start. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions in those 3 games. 7th in the league in passer rating at that time. The last 8 games, including tonight, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 31st in the league. Although I thought he had some really good moments tonight.
I did too, Sean. Other than the interception after he took the big hit, just doesn't have a lot of support. We said that coming in here. Their receiving core has struggled, their line has struggled, and they haven't had much of a running game.
Nope, he's out there leading rusher for the year. Right on target. Dorial Green Beckham the catch. Of course, the Cleveland Browns are going to have to live with this forever if he becomes a standout quarterback in the NFL, because the franchise has been desperate.
First down.
To find a quarterback. Cleveland decided they didn't think he was going to be a quarterback worthy of using a high pick on.
Well, they're still looking for a quarterback, I do believe, and there's not a lot of quarterbacks like this in the draft every year. I'm anxious to see who's coming out that's as good as Wentz.
Wentz stands in there and throws incomplete. I mean, what wouldn't you like if you're evaluating him? And the Eagles people told us, they were happy when, no disrespect to Jared Goff, but they were happy when the Rams took Goff because they liked Wentz better than Goff. He has the size, the intelligence, the leadership skills, the toughness, the proven track record as a winner. I mean, when you're checking off boxes for a quarterback, what are the negatives?
I don't see many. I don't see any, honestly. And he's a late bloomer, Sean. He was 5'8", 120 pounds as a freshman in high school. Nobody knew about him. He's a 5-star character kid, and he's closing in on 5-star talent. Great future ahead of himself.
Wow. Give him a better supporting cast.
Peppers.
Holding, offense number 76. Penalties decline. Third down.
I think that moves him in a tie with Michael Strahan. 141.5 sacks, speed rush to the outside. He's got a lot more looks tonight. He came in with just 28 snaps a game, and Dob Capers told us we're going to see more of Peppers down the stretch. Here's another one.
Down goes Wentz again. This time Nick Perry, who's had his best season in the NFL in his 5th year out of USC. That is his team leading 8th sack of the season. And you were right on your note, Coach. Peppers and Michael Strahan now tied for 5th all-time in sacks since they started keeping track of that in 1982.
All first-round draft choices. Perry, Matthews, Dayton, Jones, and Peppers. This is what they should do when they get a lead. That's why they've won 28 straight. Now 29 with a lead in the 4th quarter.
Here's Sproles with 1 minute to go. Tackled by Morgan Burnett. 4th down. Excuse me, it's 1st down as Green Bay holds. Takes over on downs.
One of the all-time greats there, Sean.
Yeah, on his way to the Hall of Fame someday. 15th year out of North Carolina. They started keeping track of sacks as an official stat in the NFL in 1982. So now he's tied for 5th all-time with Michael Strahan. Only Smith, White, Green, and Dolman ahead of them.
When I was coaching Tampa, I'd walk out there, we'd be playing Carolina, and I'd see Peppers. And I always wished that he would have never got off the bus.
He's the only player in the history of the NFL with 100+ career sacks and 10 or more interceptions. He has 11 career interceptions. A much needed win, and I think a big sigh of relief with the play of the defense tonight, which was certainly helped by Aaron Rodgers and the ball control offense. They had more than a 10-minute edge in time of possession. And the upcoming schedule, they have the Texans and Seahawks the next couple of weeks coming to Lambeau Field, and they get a head-to-head shot against Minnesota and Detroit, the 2 teams ahead of them in their division.
A lot of football left, and they got a lot of world champion character in that locker room and one heck of a quarterback.
Rodgers told us last night he has a lot of appreciation. He's watched a lot of Carson Wentz. So he particularly appreciated the way Wentz handled himself around the draft. Very little ego, even though he knew he was going to be a top pick. Sports Center with the GMC postgame coming up next. We'll be back in a matter of seconds to reveal this week's choice for the Gruden Grinder. Or perhaps choices, since now we're picking 2, sometimes 3 or 4 people a week. Thanks for watching Monday Night Football from Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.